How's everybody doing? All right, let's get this project started. What are we doing today? Another resin and scrap wood project, because I love those projects, because what better way to get a bowl done other than to use scrap wood. So here we go, poplar wood and that red oak. This was, if you've seen my previous video, where I put a giant block of wood on the lathe and had a lot of dancing on the table, as you can see there. This is that scrap poplar and red oak that I had from a previous project. And we're just coming at it like we did that ambrosia bowl, where we're just getting that good cylinder shape. I'm going to cut it in half, pour some resin, and see what comes up. So here we are, got it on the lathe, making some strides and some really nasty technique on there. As you can see, this is kind of oblong shaped, and I'm taking the skew, trying to even it out. And there we are again, me trying to use some safety techniques on the miter saw, basically trying not to chop my hand off. Do not do this at home. Use your safety common sense. So there we got it into the pot, or into the plastic bowl, pouring some green glitter type resin on it. Going pretty smooth so far, other than it wanting to float and me having to put some weight on it. But pretty common practice. So once we got it in the pressure pot, took it out, had a beautiful casting on it. You can see that nice green. This is more like a Christmas bowl. Like, this totally reminds me of like Christmas versus like just midsummer, 150 degrees in my garage, and me trying not to pass out from the heat. So once we got that all finished and completed, thumbs up right there. Hey, smash the thumbs up button, by the way, too. So got it on the faceplate, back onto the blank, and we're just going to turn it down like we did the other project. And I'm starting to believe that using my regular chisels with this resin might be a little bit better than using my carbide tools. So here we are, just getting that recess on the back of the blank. This part, again, goes fairly smooth, just like it did on the previous project. Didn't have any issues with it right here. And you can see the good shavings that I'm getting off. I'm using that regular chisel, and I'm having way better shavings. Like, if you've ever worked with resin out there and you get those cool, like, shards of, not really shards, but that cool ribbon effect from the epoxy, it's so cool, and we'll get to a little bit more of that here in just a second. So once I got the recess done and I got the back the way I wanted, hooked it up to the back of the chuck, reversed it on there, and now the fun part starts, getting the resin off. So look at the shavings on that one. Look at that. That just looks cool. That just gives you so much confidence that you're doing the right thing when you get those ribbons coming off like that. Because if you've seen some of the previous projects we did, where I had like shrapnel coming off the damn lathe and it was cutting up my arm, this is way better than shrapnel hitting you in the face. And boom, speaking of getting hit in the face, you saw right there where I was just covered in Spider-Man goo. Keep the jokes to a minimum. Anyway, so I stopped the video, put my face shield on, because the shavings were coming off and just like getting me in the face, and it was just getting in the way of my view. So at this point, I got the face shield on, and I'm just basically just getting the nice shape of the bowl that I want. Did not mean to zoom in like that. That was my camera just doing whatever the hell it wanted at that point. But good camera technique. So here we are, got it down to the shape that I want. Here I am coming back with the carbide tools, the skew, and just learning how to, get the shape I want without getting the shrapnel from using the carbide tools. Don't really know what's causing that. I have a prediction that maybe it's the heat in the garage that's causing some cracks in the resin. If you're a resin expert, leave me a comment letting me know, because I'm using Total Boat epoxy, and as with any resin, it always says if you're not operating the resin in an appropriate temperature, expect problems. So I'm thinking maybe that's also contributing to it, because here in West Texas right now, it's like 100 plus degrees, and in the garage, it's like 110 plus easy. So I think maybe that's contributing to some of the problems that I'm having. But as you saw there earlier, there was a little bit of a crack on the side of the bowl that it was too deep to gouge out or to fix. So I just came back with the chisel and the carbide tools, and we're just gouging out the rest of the bowl at this point. And we're going pretty well. I'm not getting any major problems up into this point, but I'm getting a lot of catches, I guess, and a lot of chatter on the lathe. So I'm just trying to ease into gouging out the bowl the best I can. And I'm overall having a lot of good success up to this point. You can see there's a little bit of chips, but nothing too bad that I couldn't sand out. And I'm just taking real easy, gentle strokes on this part, trying to balance out the bottom of the bowl. And, by this time, it's in the shape that I want. I realize that I have these nasty cracks, as you can see right there. My fear was gouging out the side of the bowl too shallow, and then it just kind of exploding. Because I've had that happen in the past where I do the wall edges, and there's already cracks and things, and it just shatters on the lathe. So I didn't get it into the exact shape that I wanted. The bowl overall toward the end was kind of nasty. Really didn't like the shape in spite of what I said about liking the project, as I always do, but I was just happy to have something completed, getting some good reps in, and that's all these bowls mostly are for me, just getting the reps in to where I can master this technique. So here we are, took it up to, I think, 220 up to the micro mesh, doing some wet sanding here, and here we go with this nice wood wax polish. Overall, project went relatively well, not so many issues. It's just these nasty cracks that you can see, and I really think the heat contributed to a lot of those factors of just having these nasty cracks that I just couldn't get out. Overall, the bowl looked okay, not as cool as my other previous Ambrosia one, but we're learning. That's what this is all about, getting those reps in. And look how weird that looks on camera with the spinning there. That's just weird. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed the project. You can just see me here just polishing it up a little bit. Next year, definitely getting some Yorkshire grit, and we're going to step our game up a little bit as these bowls kind of continue. But just getting the reps in, that's the important part. No major problems, had something to show for it. And I'm probably going to do a resin project where I put a lid on some of these bowls. It's just getting that fine technique down. You don't want to waste the resin, so you want to definitely have something to show for it. So there it is, finished project with giant cracks in it. The poplar and the red oak looks real good. Okay, so project is done. Not as smooth as the previous bowl that we did. There was a giant crack in it, but overall we got it done. So here is our project. Looking cool, pretty awesome. Very similar to the same one that we did previously, but this one's got that cool, you can't really see it. It's super dark in here. Sorry, low production value on this particular YouTube channel, but you can kind of see there's the poplar wood, the green, and then that red oak looking really good. And then here's that crack that we just couldn't get out. I don't know what happened. I don't know if when I was using the chisel it just frayed and cracked, but there's the inside of it. Looks really cool. Kind of get that two-tone look. Overall, really happy with the project, the way it turned out. Looks freaking amazing. So hope you liked the project. We'll be doing something a little bit different in the next one. But overall, really cool, really happy. It worked. Giant cracks in it, however, you can see those. It could be the heat. It's like 120 degrees in my garage here in West Texas, so maybe that has something to do with it. More than likely it does. But overall, we got something out of it, not as many problems. So hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next project. All right, take care. Bye.